Last night, there was a small GitHub hack that allowed people to insert images into the background of GitHub via the user's README, or even a README in a normal repo. In a README, you would use the inline math mode, which enabled mathjax, which is a plugin to compile mathematical formulas into images using a similar syntax to LaTeX. Users found a way to make mathjax edit the CSS of the web page it's currently on. This allowed users to edit the background, like my background and my README you can see. Now, GitHub quickly responded. They disabled the use of one of the mathjax functions which enabled this. Not to worry, hackers being hackers found a way around it. Hackers found two functions which enable you to edit the CSS of any web page on GitHub as long as it's in the README. The first one is Unicode. This creates a character, but more importantly is Goomba fonts. This adds the font to that character that you've created. But Goomba font uses CSS to edit the character you've created. Because it uses CSS, hackers have found a way to break out of that CSS silo and into the wider web page on GitHub. And that was a white lie. This doesn't actually enable you to edit the CSS on GitHub. It sort of makes the character really, really big, bigger than the web page. So when you edit the CSS on that character, it looks like the CSS for the whole web page has changed. It's really cool. So the CSS for GitHub is fine. It's just this one character you've made in your README is not fine, and it enables you to override all the other CSS on GitHub by using something like z-index equals -1. Z-index tells HTML which order of CSS elements it should follow. So GitHub probably starts at z-index 1, but if you use a -1, it's sort of like, do this one first and then ignore all the other CSS rules which prevent this from happening. What's even more fun is that some hackers are trying to install a CSS keylogger into the GitHub README files. This means every time you type a key or you move your mouse around, it'll report it back to a server and the hacker will know what you've written. It's not that interesting because it's not a login page or anything, and the keylogger doesn't go to other pages, it just stays on the README, but it's still funny, you have to admit.